Okay, this is Joe D with Madison County Custom Concrete Masonry. We're at a nice spread here. Guy's got a nice farm, or a house farmer. Look at that yard, man. That yard goes way forever. Anyway, I've got a beautiful home here. There's Francisco and Jimmy. Okay, everything is curved. So the guy had a paver sidewalk here, curved. We are replacing with stamped concrete. I think he picked out a herringbone brick pattern. So that's going to be curved around here. And then that retaining wall, we're tearing that out and we're putting a new retaining wall in, short one, like that. But I'm going to stamp the side of it. It's going to be textured wall. It's going to look pretty nice, but he wants a new retaining wall in there that wraps around next to the sidewalk here. The sidewalk continues all around here. Everything's curved. There's nothing straight. So anyway, we are coming up here, and this is kind of different. He wants to keep the grade down to where it is right now. I know what you're thinking. Everything's settled there. He said that didn't settle. That's by design. That's where he wants the height. He don't care about that step there. He wants to keep this down. I don't know if it's for a wheelchair or shit. Something. Because he wants to bring this up to keep... He wants to keep this as non-steep as possible. So we're going to have to... We'll bring that up as high as we can. He wants to keep this down as low as he can. So... I don't know, it's for a wheelchair or something, I don't know, I think. I can't remember. So instead of staying up by the doors like we always do, it's going to stay down like that. And I got to be honest, I personally, on a personal level, I love it because we got good water drainage. So, I mean, I got a few inches from the doors out. I got about a 2.5 inch drop from the doors to the deck, which is okay for a patio. Patio, you want enough drainage to drain the water, but you don't want an abundance of you don't want it to drop 5 inches. You couldn't put a table out here or chairs. Nothing would work. But it'll be a little tricky here. We're going to have to drain it, but by him wanting to stay down as low as he can, I mean, that alleviates a lot of my worries as far as water drainage. But we're golden here. We got good drainage there, we got good drainage there. For some reason they put a high spot here we got to take down, but for the most part that gives us a 3-inch drop to the deck and all the way around. And then here obviously everything's going to be draining here this way. So we will have a nice big huge stamped patio. It's pretty big. I gotta look at the paperwork. I wrote this up I don't know, 5-6 months ago, 7, I don't know, in the spring I think. But anyway, that's a good size patio. And then like I say, the retaining wall wraps around here, and it's all the curved sidewalk's gonna be very nice. Francisco, ¿cómo está?
Muy bien.
Mi hombre, mi hombre. My man, my man. Yeah, all gonna be laced with rebar grids. They had sand. I gotta get all that sand. Don't ever pour over sand, fellas. Get that sand out of there. Get rock in there. Sand Woolly Road, when I was a young man, everybody used sand for a sub base, and then they found out it erodes out in late 70s, early 80s, everybody switched to rock. Thank God. But anyway, I'll give you more updates as we go. Right now we're doing all the demo, getting all these getting the old patio out, all these pavers out, and the sand, and then we're going to be bringing rock in here. So I'll start filming again later. I gotta remember to film this. I've been, every time I remember I film stuff, and then when we go to pour I don't never remember to film. So hopefully I'm going to try to on this one. So okay, I'm not sure where I left off filming, but anyway, The guy decided to do a retaining wall over here as well. I can't remember if I had that on the video. I'm so terrible at this. But it's just a short one. One, we're going to put blocks and texture it. That's why we're doing a footing. Got Francisco Patio over here digging. And then he's going to extend the concrete. He wants to dig this back here. And even with the garage door. Otherwise, I mean, the driveway's offset. It doesn't make any sense. So we're going to get the sod out of here, get some rock in here, and pour that. So anyway, okie dokie. And then over here, this guy has a beautiful place. This yard is huge. I can't imagine how long it takes to cut the grass, but the yard goes way over there. It's huge. And way over there. Beautiful place, really. So I'm not sure where I left off, but we're still in the demo process for the most part, getting rid of the old blocks. This is some old grade 8 CA6, but it's sand. It was a lot of sand. We had to get rid of it. I know it looks like okay, but it's not. It's full of sand. I can't have any sand underneath there. Concrete, it'll erode. So that is the good rock we were starting to bring in. So we got to get rid of this. I got some concrete blocks over there. So this is a winding sidewalk here, and there's going to be a short retaining wall here extending past that one here that wraps all around here, but I want to get the concrete in and the blocks over there before we pour this sidewalk. Obviously I don't want to have this is going to be a new stamped sidewalk. I can't be going over that, so I want to get that in there first, and then we will pour the concrete around there. Obviously pouring the patio first, which is a pretty good size. But see, this sand got to come out. The sand all has to come out. Most of it is already, but I cannot have any sand underneath here. So all this has to come out yet. And that's the good rock that I brought in. We got good rock, and then that has to be compacted. When I was a kid, I've been doing this my whole life. When I was a kid, they used sand. That's all they used. And then they realized it was no good and went to rock. I don't know, somewhere in the 80s, I guess. I don't know. But the guy had landscaping. That's why people want pavers and all that stuff. There you go. A few years. We got winters around here, so the winters just knock crap out of them. I can only imagine what he spent on all that. But anyway, this guy's got a huge yard. It's huge. Beautiful, really. I would just hate to have to cut it. I mean, it goes, I don't know. Anyway, okay. So we got all the footings in. And we put this extension on over here. So they put the doors in, they put this driveway over too far, so we just brought it over for them. Anyway, we got the footing in all over here, and footing is in over there. We are getting the patio ready now. When I poured the footings, I formed up a couple small squares to give them a color palette they can choose from. It's kind of a white and gray what they chose, and there's brown. Now we're going to bust them up and get rid of them, but I just wanted to kind of give them a color. Really, with stamped, you got brown and gray and different variations, and that's about it. So right now we are getting the rock in here and getting it ready. Okay. Okay. We are getting the patio ready. This is Friday. We are pouring Monday morning. Getting it ready. We had it somewhat ready. We had to bring this side down. I got drainage going that way, but we need drainage this way as well. Just because it's draining this way, you can never capture water, bring it to the house, and then drain it. It's still no good. You still have to have drainage the other way. Level at very best, but even then it's no good. So this is going to be a little tricky in here. Got to put the Epifoam, got the 3M adhesive on that, and we got a little trickiness behind here. We're going to have to get concrete in here. That should be fun. Other than that, drainage was the biggest issue we had, and I think we got that taken care of. So then we got the blocks. We're going to start laying this retaining wall. We're going 2 courses high, tie it in with rebar, all the stuff. Kind of staying with the contour of the other one. We're staying out. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'm not sure where I left off filming before, to be honest. So anyway, okay. Okay,
I'm sorry.
gluing the Epifoam on there. So what we do is lay it down there, and then you don't have to put it next to it. Just ideally, the best thing to do, that 3M foam is best. It's expensive as hell, but we spray both the foam and the wall, and it seems to work pretty good. Once you get it on there, you'd be surprised how well it holds. It's pretty cool. It's like I don't know, 14 bucks a can, but pretty good. You don't have to mess with it, like set anything in place when the concrete comes. So anyway, I got to start helping. I can't film anymore. So anyway, that's basically it. You spray the walls, spray the foam, and put it on, and that's about it. And then you don't have to mess with it. It's on, bing, bang, boom. So trowel right to it. You're not moving anything when the concrete's there. So anyway, okay. Okay, this is Jody with Madison County Custom Concrete. We just poured half this patio, and I forgot to film it, so I went out to my truck and got it. We got it down, got it float. We got the base color on. It's a white base color going with a dark gray and a little bit of walnut release, going with the ashlar slate. So won't be long, we'll be putting the where we going with the powder release, and I'll give you more updates as we go along. We start stamping. Okay, so we got the release on there, but it is still too wet. I tried a little section around that corner there, and it's too wet. I had to fix it. So I got 1% calcium in here, but it is not setting really fast at all. So, and then half of it we got shade. That's gonna be gaining on us. So so we're gonna pour this tomorrow and start getting it ready, I guess. Then we got this retaining wall, and we got a big curved sidewalk out here to do yet. But I want to lay the blocks on that retaining wall before I put the sidewalk in, obviously. So anyway, okay. I remembered to grab the camera. We got second half of the patio down. This side here is down. We're gonna power wash them all off at the same time. We got this half of the patio and a curved sidewalk. We're gonna Probably Friday we'll blow everything off. I like to leave that release on there as long as I can. We got a lot of bleed water on there. As soon as we get that bleed water off there, I got to hit it with the Fresno again and all that. And I'll try to film the coloring portion of it this time, if I remember. All right. Okay. I don't know where I left off, but we got it down, got the release on, and stamping as we speak. Francisco just took over. Patio, that one corner hit down. See, right there. Yeah, beautiful. Hermosa. Oh, Francisco's good. I got a Francisco just like Victory Outdoors. Ha ha. Mine, he don't speak any English, but he's good. Very good worker. Very good worker. Anyway, this is called a BC Ashler from Walttools. I showed him, I had it, I love it. Look at the definition. It's not even washed off yet, but you can see the definition on those stones. I mean, I fell in love with them, so I used them. I showed him a sample. He was going to go with random stone, and I showed him a sample. When I poured the footings for these retaining walls, I did a little samples for him and showed him this, and he loved it. So, got a pretty good color coordination. So anyway, then we got to do the sidewalk that wraps around there, wraps all around, but I wanted to get these blocks. We're doing a short retaining wall, but he's tying the rebar in now on the retaining wall, tying the rebar in, then we'll fill that solid with concrete. Then there'll be a concrete cap, and then the front will be stamped, textured. Should look good with the curved sidewalk that wraps around. I can't remember how long it is. It's long, 4 feet wide, probably about 8 yards of concrete just in the sidewalk. So that's always fun when you're stamping too, because if anybody ever stamps, you know there's a window. You got one window to work with. It's got to be hard enough to get on the concrete. If it's too hard, you won't make an impression. So anyway, it's all coming together. Like I said, I'm trying to get all the blocks in first before I pour the sidewalk, so I don't have to worry about bringing all the equipment over there. So anyway, this guy sure has a nice spread, boy. I don't know how many acres he has altogether. He's got an old wagon over there. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Okay, anyway. Okay, we kind of got the sidewalk somewhat laid out. The homeowner kind of specified how he wanted it. Now he wants to raise the wall up another course. I don't blame him. His old landscaping stopped lower. We kept up higher than the others, but it's still, I don't know. I think he said there was a pool here before and they took it out, and that's probably why it was built up. I'm not for sure. But anyway, he wants to come up another course, and we're going to put a cap on there and come around, wrap around to this patio. We still haven't power washed off the release. I got the control joints sawed, but maybe tomorrow we'll power wash it off. I leave it on for a couple days. Anyway, and then across the way here, he only wants one course, so we're going up with one course of block, and then the caps on there. He don't want to go up any higher, and I don't blame him. I don't think that's okay. I just had a particular stamp I was wanting to use, and I have to go up 2 courses to do it. So anyway, okay. We are kind of just waiting for concrete, to be honest with you. Got everything 112 feet long, this sidewalk is. Majority of it is 4 feet wide, but then it widens over here to around 12 feet. Then goes back to 4. Got tamped rock underneath there, 3 inches of tamped rock, 1/2 inch rebar throughout. We burying this this retaining wall. He's going to go up one more course, but as you can see, we got perforated drainage pipe. What that will do, that will catch any water that comes there, and it will drain all the water out rather than sit at the bottom of this block and freeze and expand and push on the block. So we got all that water draining underneath the sidewalk and out, and then we put some conduit underneath there in case he wants to run some low voltage lighting. And it is going up to meet the patio that we still haven't sealed. I want to seal, we're going to wait a couple days and seal everything together. Then you'll get a, you ever hear the saying about stamped concrete? You won't know what it looks like until it's sealed. So once you get a sealer on there, boy, then it really shines. So anyway, we got a 112 foot long sidewalk, wraps around here. We're about a week away from Christmas, believe it or not, in Illinois. And it is cold as hell this morning, but the next 10 days is all in the upper 50s. So we are lucking out, really. I never thought in my wildest dream when I was young I'd be able to stamp concrete in December, let alone the end of December. So I'll try to remember to get this and record as we're pouring. Sometimes I get going, not sometimes, all the time. I get going and I forget about this. But anyway, okay. Okay, I'm not sure where I left off, but we got the sidewalks in. They haven't been power washed yet. I got the joints cut and I actually blew it off, but we still got to power wash it and sealing. Still got to seal it, and I still have to seal the patio up top. And today looks like the best day. It's going to rain tomorrow, but it's going to be almost 60 today. This is December 21st. And we're doing stamped concrete. But anyway, so that's the sidewalk, and then the retaining walls we're filling with concrete. I got rebar tied in every 2 feet, and they're filling the webs with concrete, and then we are going to start skimming it. We're going to be putting a skim coat on front, and then I think we will be coming back Saturday to stamp it, because 60-70% rain tomorrow. So we got this. So today everything's going to get a good power wash, and the existing deck, all that stuff. And then we have this wall over here. He's only going to stick with one course over here. It just wraps around. So we got to put a skim on it. We got rebar. I think we still got to put the concrete in yet, but we got rebar tied every I think about 2 feet, I guess. Every 2 feet I got rebar tied in. Then we got to put concrete in there and fill the blocks and then cap them. But first we got to put the skim coat on front, and actually what I'll be doing on front isn't veneer, it's vertical concrete. Some of you might know what that is, most of you probably won't. It's kind of a newer, I mean the last 20 years maybe, kind of a newer technique. I get all my stuff from Walttools in Chicago. That's where I get all my concrete stamps too. I really like them a lot. They're like, they are the best. I shouldn't say that. I don't want other companies to get mad at me, but I call them whenever I need something. I call and I talk to the gal there who's very professional and knows everything, which is refreshing. But really, it doesn't matter what it is. she will have it shipped out that day. It'll be on my porch the next day. Unbelievable. Customer service is unbelievable. And my stamps are, I get, they have the best concrete stamps. These are the BC Ashler, which is my favorite. This hasn't been power washed, so you know how that looks like crap till it gets power washed and sealed. But the impression that the BC Ashler leaves is pretty nice. I really like it a lot. So I'm going to get a skid steer and get this all cleaned up out of here too, because we got rain coming tomorrow, and we're a couple days from being done with this job. But thank God the weather. I mean, for us to be able to do stamped concrete at the end of December, I mean, that's straight up global warming stuff there. So anyway, that's where we're at now. I will record pretty soon. I will show you the mixture that we use to skim, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're getting ready to skim coat this. So you always mist your walls first. You're not flooding it with water, you're just spraying it. You just want to have moisture on there. Don't make a mess, just sprinkle it. So this is mortar spiked with a little Portland. This is pre-mixed mortar, and then I got Portland cement over there. You just put a little bit, not half and half. Don't get under the illusion of that. So anyway, I will show you the proper way of putting it on there. Okay, let me have this. Set that down. Jimmy, come here. You don't have to get me, but just get me doing this. I'll show you.
You're good.
Okay. 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 Or, if you want to, you can do this. See, if I do that and I turn that over, that mortar will stick. If I don't, I turn it over, it falls. If I turn that trowel and I size that, now it's sticking. So now I can reach in here. Put the leaves out of the way. It's called a skim coat. You're just skimming it. That's all you're doing.
Good, darn, never.
Okay. So I got a little ridge here at the turn. I can build that up a little bit if I want. I can build that up where that lip is and then even it out. You see? Yeah. That tapers it out. That takes the ridge out. It goes pretty fast.
It don't look like there's much to it.
There's not. It's just if you really pay attention to what I'm doing, I get the mortar on there, I'm just going like that.
Good.
Then I can do whatever I want. Now I took the lip out. See? So, see, one bag you'll be able to go, whatever, that ain't even a full bag. So then what you do, after a while, I'd go maybe 10 or 15 feet, then you come back here with the rake. Always going horizontal. Now this would apply if you were doing a veneer, stone veneer, or smooth plastering, which growing up as a kid is all we did. We didn't have stamp concrete. For the most part, you really didn't have veneer. That's kind of not that old either. So now when that dries, you can, if you had a veneer, you can butter the back, bing, bang, boom, whatever. But that's pretty much it. There's your skim coat. Now tomorrow I would be able to stamp this or put veneer, except it's going to rain. But we're doing that, and then we're filling the webs inside here with concrete. Then we'll be putting the caps on. Okay? Okay.
There you go, buddy.
Let me turn that off. We had a rain day yesterday. We got a crap load of rain. All the concrete turned out perfect. We're going to start stamping the front of these walls here. So here is the mixture. You use one bag of pre-mix mortar, not concrete, mortar. This just so happens to be colored. This is white. Normally you guys would probably just use regular, you could get it at Lowe's or whatever. It's the 80-pound regular pre-mix mortar, not concrete. And then you mix it with a bag. This is from Walttools. It's called True Pack X. It's a mortar conversion kit. What it has in there, it has polymers, water reducers, fibers, all kinds of stuff. So it's going to turn that into really, really strong stuff. So I used white mortar mix, so that will obviously give me a white stone kind of look on the front. The stamps I got is old castle blocks, so it should look pretty good. But you can go with, you can use regular color, which is obviously gray, or you can color it with brown, black, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? But the mix is one bag of 80-pound pre-mixed mortar with the Walttools True Pack. Walttools is, I guess, kind of my favorite, I guess. I don't know. I use all their materials, all their stamps, their stains, specialty stamps. I don't know, all kinds of stuff from them, but I like using them in this True Pack is really, really a good product and strong. So anyway, that's the mixture. It's written on here. I'll have to look. I haven't used it in a few months, but it tells you how much water to use. Just put the amount of water that they tell you and no more. That's the best. So that's what I've been doing, and it works out pretty good. You're gonna have the sensation like you need to add water, but don't. There's water reducers in there too. So this stuff you can literally put on smooth and then stamp as soon as you put it on. So anyway, so I'll start filming again when we actually start stamping over there. All right, thank you. Okay, so here's Francisco Patio. He is learning this. Not a whole lot of people know how to do this, to be honest with you. Obviously it's vertical concrete. It's kind of a new concept. But so I got the skim coat on, everything's grooved. So before you start putting your product on, you want to just moisten the wall. This is just water, okay? Agua. Yeah. Agua, just spray, just a light spray. That's all you do. So I want you to notice the consistency. He actually got it perfect. That's exactly what you want right there. Really cool to work with. There's fibers and there's plasticizers, water reducers that make it like pretty cool. It's a while before it sets up. Oh crap. Thank you. I forgot I was recording. Shit. Yeah, you do that.
Except
You
like that.
hold. Yeah, just hold. So, real wet. You can't have it real wet. You'll mess with the strength and all that. So this is perfect. So basically, you've already misted it. So it's as simple as, this is old school. But I want to show him how to do this old school. Then I have an air compressor and a hose that we can blow this on for the rest of it. But I want to teach him how to do it old-fashioned way. So basically, you're just getting a ball. Basically, okay, getting the ball. I basically want to go around an inch thick. Old Patio was looking at me when I had the rubber gloves on, wondering what's going on. So, basically, you're just throwing it on there. About around an inch thick. You don't need any thicker than that. Get all your stamping kind of smooth. What do you think, Patio? Muy bien?
Okay.
Alright, he said.
Very good.
He said very good. Patio likes it. Patio's my man. I'm going to smear it on there too. Smear it in them grooves, or it'll pull away, so you want to smear it. Smear it in them grooves. And I got caps going on here at the end. I was going to pour custom concrete, but it's too much up and down. You got to use styrofoam and shit. I got about... Okay, so all the walls have been stamped. Haven't really been colored yet. It got a little too cold for that, so we're putting the caps on now. Getting a good start on this wall here. All the caps are on this one here. We're going to tuck point the head joints though, the seams. We get just laying the caps, and then we'll come back and then tuck the tops real nice. And then I got a little more color on the vertical part, and then I probably won't be able to seal it till the weather breaks. We talked about that, but we're in the end of December. This is December 20. Tomorrow's today's 30th, I guess, because tomorrow is New Year's Eve, believe it or not. So anyway, then we'll get everything cleaned up and get some good pictures after everything's sealed real nice. But just getting the caps on everything right now. So then another day, and not even, we'll be out of here. So okay. All right, this is Joe D here with Madison County Custom Concrete Masonry. Just finished this job up. Big patio and sidewalk, and that's that other retaining wall over there. We got the caps on. Wasn't able to seal it. The temperature got too cold, so we're going to come back. But this is the stamped sidewalk. Wraps all the way around. That's almost 6 inches thick. Got 4 inches of tamped rock underneath it, full of rebar. Look at the definition on that. Boy, I really like that. BC Ashlar. Pretty sharp. But it wraps around, and there's your wall. That has a footing, rebar coming up through it. That solid concrete wall that wraps around. Then your sidewalk wraps around here to the patio. So a lot of square footage. A lot of square footage, but the customer, the homeowner, is extremely happy with it. Can't say as I blame him. The walls will look much better when I can color them and seal them. Make a big difference on the walls. But anyway, we've been here good 2 weeks probably. Well, we had some crappy weather. This is actually January 1st, 2024. So anyway, he's got himself a new patio, a new sidewalk, new retaining walls. Now he's got a landscaping company coming in. Is going to landscape everything. I think I'm going to come back and get another video of that, or pictures, or whatever. That's a solid wall over there. That's got footing. That's solid concrete coming up with rebar. When I color it and seal it, it's going to make a big difference on the looks. But he's very happy with it. Guy has a beautiful home here. And he's very happy how everything turned out. I think I am too, kind of, sort of. No, I'm happy. Now I can go see my granddaughter in Texas, Madison. So anyway, okay, on to the next one. This is the first week in January. I'm going to go see my granddaughter for a week, and I'm going to come back, and I got a guy in Walttools just chomping at the bit to get a new driveway in. So back to regular concrete after that. It's been a few weeks, but anyway, okay. Guy has a beautiful place. I couldn't imagine having to cut this yard every day, every week. Jeez. Okay.